Hang tight, folks, just a second. For those of you just joining us, we need your help, and we are going to ask for a little bit of a favor. If you can do a small favor right now, before we begin, we got a few minutes there. Please go over to the YouTube channel and sign up at youtube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. You can do a search for The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Help us out to grow our audience and to grow the legend. We can't do this without you. Our goal is to make 1,000, and right now we are just 150 people away. And if everybody subscribed, that would be totally, totally awesome. So right now, when you get a chance, go over right now to your YouTube channel, click over there. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell. Want to thank everybody for joining us. Stand by, Whovians. This is The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. From Krypton Radio and the creators of the Hanging With web show, this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend. Hello, fellow Whovians. My name is Christian Basil. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Now, you may have been interested about the title of this particular episode, which is called... I got scrolled down. Companions take on the WHOniverse. So what in the world does this mean? Well, if you've been watching our episodes lately, we did have an episode called Doctor Who Takes on the Multiverse. The story behind this was the Master had gotten sick and tired of trying to destroy the Doctor and failing each and every time. So he gets an idea. He goes over to our universe, which means everything is widely open. Everything. Every bad guy, every good guy, Star Trek, Star Wars, DC, Marvel, anything, you name it, is at the Master's disposal. But the Doctor also gets a little help out from our universe as well. So to give you an idea of how we did this, our team selected one or two, and then in some cases, a team of people. But I'm going to use an example that was brought on by Nisha. She selected from our universe to help the Doctor Wonder Woman, which was really cool at that time. I was like, wow, this is great. Now, with the simple roll of the dice, Wonder Woman got teamed up with the 12th Doctor. What did you say about that last time, Mike? It was like, oh my God, she's like, shut up, you. Something like that. So the 12th Doctor got to team up with Wonder Woman, and with another roll of the dice, they got to fight Hans Gruber. So we're kind of getting into that realm just a little bit here. Now, I wanted to do a discussion with companions and everybody's favorite companions, but I just don't want to talk about companions. Everybody does that, and we've done a couple of episodes to do that. So I'm giving you the parameters of what we did to set up for this particular episode, where the companions take on the WHOniverse out there, and I've got some friends to help me out do this. Everybody, here we are. Welcome, everybody. First of all, over to... Oh, I got it right. Yes, over to my left.
Hallelujah.
To your right is Melanie Dean. How you doing there, Melanie? You figured it out there, yeah. You just got to do it backwards.
There you go. It's called a mirroring. Anyway, hi, everybody. Welcome to our fun little episode where, yes, Christian, to sum it up even faster, I'm calling it fanfic roulette or choose your own big finish.
Oh, that's actually cool. I actually choose your own big finish. Fanfic roulette. There we go. Fanfic big
roulette. Except the crossovers. Roulette. There's so many crossovers. There's so many tags. You know, AO3 is waiting for the next Hugh Award with what we're going to be doing.
Exactly there. A little further to the left, or your right, is Dave at therathole.ca. How you doing there, Dave?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous. Looking forward to having some fun. And I'm going to go with the whole choose your own big finish. I like that. I like that title. And we're going to go with that.
Choose your own big finish. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it there. Now, Dave, explain to us what's going to transpire as far as below. If you're watching us on the YouTube or the Facebook page, The Math Rocks of Destiny.
Ooh. So yes, I have a fabulous little setup here. This happened to be a game I was setting up, and it provided a nice little bit of shade here. So I've got another webcam setup right there, just off camera. I've got a 16-sided die, just to make things extra fun. I can roll it. There's a 14. And I'll just show it. And Christian, I'm sure, will solo it so you can see it a little bit better.
There you go.
Okay, really.
No.
Voila. It's not perfect, but yes, a 16-sided die. We'll roll it. And that will be the number that Christian pulls up for the Doctor, for the villain, for all of that. If we have to change things around, maybe we can throw in a 30-sided die too. Why not? Because it's all the weirdness.
There you go. Now, let me, before I continue the introductions, I just want to give you a little bit of the rundown of what's happening. Each of us have picked our favorite companions, and we're going to spend a few moments just explaining who our favorite companion is and why. And after which, each companion is going to go into the Big Finish Choose Your Own Adventure, which will be taken care of by the Math Rocks of Destiny. What will happen is, the story in this particular case is your companion is walking down the street and the TARDIS miraculously appears. But it may not be the Doctor of that companion. And not only that, but the second role that will take place will give us not only... Well, the first role will be for the Doctor, and the second role will be for the villain that the companion will be taking on. And then we're going to have a little discussion about each one of those little fanfic, choose your own Big Finish adventure option there. Speaking of which, Mike Faber down below at our Station Who podcast. How you doing there, Mike?
Hey, Christian. Thanks for having me back. It's awesome to be here. This is going to be a fun episode. When you mentioned it, it was just like, I got to be there. I got to be there. Yeah.
Because we just had a blast doing the multiverse. That was just...
that was fun. And the thought of Wonder Woman attacking Hans Gruber was just awesome. You can
see her, the explosion of the big skin, and she's just holding him.
Her just going like this.
He wouldn't just be dropped off the top of a building.
Exactly.
Oh no, she would, she would slice and dice him, then throw him off the side of the building.
And Capaldi would walk in going, "You dropped something," something like that.
Exactly.
Speaking about dropping things, Brian K. Morris from the Rising Tide Publications. How you doing? Welcome back there, Brian. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Christian. Thank you very much. Unlike most people here, I got absolutely no warning whatsoever what would be happening. All I know is I just said, Christian, I like that idea. That's a good idea. Next thing I know, okay, Brian's in. Who else?
No, that's not how it works.
So it's even more improv.
That's pretty much how
I'm going to tell you something to do something. Come on to the show and then just drop them. No. He knows I'm good at improv, and that I at any moment I might talk about my shows. Never mind the furthermore Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're also a clever title pending later on at 8:00 tonight. Thank you, Christian. Back to you.
Christian, how long ago was it
Brian, you actually almost got a choice to be here.
What's that, Dave?
How long ago was it that you said, "Do you have these dice"?
Yeah, I will just shut up.
32 minutes ago.
What?
I'm like doing.
We anticipated this and already had it set up.
100 other things running this show.
Do you have a 38-sided
Cindy,
die?
help me out here. Cindy is part of the family of sponsors here at The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. How you doing, Cindy? This is your first appearance, isn't it?
Woohoo! Yep,
Woohoo.
First time here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Cindy.
I write science fiction, fantasy, and game lit, and I crochet critters.
Emma Gurry?
She's a critter crocheter.
Yes!
Yep. Yeah, I do make Afghans and quilts and crochet dragons, Martians, and all kinds of craziness.
Am I right to say you've actually crocheted the Fourth Doctor's scarf, or you were in the middle of it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't follow the exact pattern, because I didn't have all the right colors. But it is a 12-foot long scarf with very similar colors.
Gotcha. Mini Brian right there. Totally mini Brian. Oh. You like him way too much.
Awesome.
And you made that, Cindy, right?
I did, yeah.
So
based on a juvenile dragon pattern from Hannah Daly.
I'm the juvenile.
such a big baby. Oh my God, he's got a tail too. My goodness.
Yeah, he's a dragon. He has.
You know what's kind of scary is I've never seen you from the waist down, Brian. So I think you might have a tail going on out there.
Maybe he did.
He probably does.
I was thinking he's merfolk, but okay.
Spoilers
down there. Now, for everybody who wants to join in, if we have time after the show, we'll be more than happy to take your requests as far as putting. Oh, hi there, Ruth. She says, awesome, love it. William Pace, hey, I'm in, yeah. If we have time after the show or during the excuse me, the after party, if you want to join in and give us your take on your favorite companions, we'll put them into the game too as well there. But let's go ahead and get started. Shama Rum, hi. Well,
to answer her question, yes, it will be on replay. It's going to be on our Facebook page. It will be it's there for posterity. You can always go back on there or YouTube or Wizard Worlds, whichever channel you're watching, you can watch this again in replay. So if you need to go to sleep because you're 4 hours ahead of us, you absolutely can.
I think it's daylight savings time again soon, so I think they're going to be back into 5-hour mode. But thank you, Shama, for joining us out there. Now, to start things off, we're going to give a little demonstration. I know, Brian, you have to do your show a little bit later, but so we're going to go ahead and start off with you. Tell us a little bit about your companion and why you like this person so much.
All right, thank you, Christian. I picked Clara Oswald, the companion of the 11th and 12th Doctor. I initially picked her because I thought that was one that Christian might not like.
Thanks. Killing me.
I thought let's start with a little friction here, but no, I like her because a number of the companions were changed by their time with the Doctor. Most of the New Who ones. From Rose on up,
right,
became more heroic, became their better selves after being with the Doctor for a time. And then there's Ace, who was like, "Oh, you're going to become a better person. Let me push you towards it," sort of thing. Right. Whereas a lot of the classic Who's were frequently not really changed from when they left him from the time they started. But as time goes on, the amazing thing about Clara is that she becomes more like the Doctor, to the point where in one adventure, she actually claims to be the Doctor. And it's official because we saw her eyes in the opening credits of the Capaldi era. And as she goes on in her journey, she becomes more reckless, like the Doctor, and certain that she can get out of any situation. And by the time we follow her to the end of her journey with the 12th Doctor, she has actually become the Doctor because she's running around in a TARDIS with a companion, kind of on the outs with the Time Lords.
Sorry, Dave.
Of course you have. And I'm upstaged by an animal.
For those of you listening to the audio, Dave's got his cat in the picture. That's
we're seeing the best side of the cat too.
And we're back to Canadian cat butt.
Canadian cat butt there.
Which it costs more than American cat butt, but that's another issue. That's another show.
Here's the thing, Brian.
Canadian exchange rate, and it's got all good.
That's true. Yeah.
Now, Brian, I asked you this question because earlier because I was, because we wanted to make sure we get it right. There are technically 3 types of Claras that make the screen. There's Solid Clara. There's
definitely there.
Yeah, there's Cat Butt Clara.
Go on, Christian.
Clara Prime.
And there's an awesome
Clara.
podcast.
Well, exactly. If only you could see what was going on here. Why did you pick Clara Prime against everybody else?
I think Clara Prime, because we have more time to explore her story.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get to know her better. And, another aspect of her that I forgot to mention is frequently the Doctor has been called a good Dalek. Clara was actually a Dalek at one point.
That's true. Okay.
Oh my God, he's profound. But anyway,
too much credit here.
Now you know why I'm here. But no, I like her because she actually goes through an evolution, and she actually, like around the time she loses Danny Pink, we see her at the worst of her existence, and like the Doctor, can turn to violence. When really push comes to shove, she betrays him basically.
Right.
So, there's a lot to work with Clara. She's just not a cardboard cutout. She is probably the closest thing to a three-dimensional person, I think, in probably the entirety of Doctor Who.
And one of my favorite scenes, probably like the top 10 favorite scenes of Doctor Who, where the Doctor goes, "We're going to hell. I'll go to hell."
Yeah.
And she thinks, "Oh, I get it. I gotta go.
Yeah.
No, we're going to hell." And he goes something to the fact that, "You think a little betrayal is going to ruin our friendship?" I'm just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Speaking of which, we're going to be taking Clara, and we're going to be using the Math Rocks of Destiny to decide not only which doctor she might end up with, which technically she's actually ended up with all the doctors.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. But which
all
villain
but
she's going to
all
do.
but one.
However, we're going to do this after the commercial break. When we return, please continue to stay logged on to it in and become part of the legend. Yeah, I'm going to make you all suffer.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Bateman.
What's the Bateman?
A novel set in Florida, written by Florida author D.L. Havlin. Suspense, mystery, and murder.
Evidence is in the bait.
The Bateman is available at local bookstores and online.
I truly do like the Bateman commercial. But speaking of which, if you're watching us on the YouTube, if you're watching us on our Twitch channel, if you're watching us on the Facebook page, don't thank us. Thank our friends at GeekInsider.com. GeekInsider.com. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell Meredith and the team over there, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS sent you.
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
And folks, thanks you for joining us at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, whether you're watching us on Wizard World, on the Facebook page at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe over there as well. Hit the notification bell. Brian has selected Clara, so right now we are going to be focusing on the Math Rocks of Destiny. Which now remember, the story is Clara's walking down the street, the TARDIS materializes, and a doctor can walk out. And just keep in mind, folks, even though that it is the dice is made a 10, that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the 10th Doctor walking out.
So then who is it?
So I'm working on it.
Stop vamping and tell us.
So Clara comes up to the TARDIS and walks out, well, the Scarf Man himself, the fourth Doctor, is going to be teamed up with Clara.
Wow.
And now we're going to go back to the Rocks of Destiny. And Dave, hit it up here. Who are they going to be fighting?
Two.
Okay. Well, I don't even remember this picture that I put up here, but they're going to be fighting the Silence. Brian, talk to us there. What do you think about that? Clara and the fourth Doctor fighting off the Silence. If anybody wants to join in and jump in, and anybody from the comments, talk us about our little fanfic that we've got now.
Well, first of all, she is not going to be putting up with a lot of the zaniness of the she's going to hold him to the line. And being a neo doctor herself, of course, she's going to, she's probably heard the stories about, the hash marks on your face and everything. Yeah. So she probably took care to, take a little pen with her, and the Doctor, maybe she's encountered them up till now, and she's doing the little hash mark thing. She walks down the street, the fourth Doctor appears, and he thinks that maybe she's got some sort of alien skin condition that needs attention right now because she's got all these marks on her face and she looks like a tic-tac-toe sheet. So so that's where I think the adventure begins, as he who, the Fourth Doctor kind of is wrapped up in his own superiority at times, and I am a Time Lord when the occasion demands it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he doesn't believe that the Silence exists because I've traveled a lot of places, he might tell you, but I don't remember them.
And yet he's got permanent marker all over his face.
Yeah,
Clara's probably written all of them there. Oh, with the silence effect K9, that James Herman, that's a very good question.
Or chameleon.
I wouldn't think so, because I would assume that the silence actually goes for organic. I don't know. I think they go for human brains. I don't know if they go with computers or not there, but that is a very, very good question. Big Finish, if you're watching, I think we've got a story coming out over here. Jenna Coleman's not doing anything this week.
She's just a tiny bit busy right now.
I kind of tend to think, Brian and Cindy, I think she's actually going to use that scarf around his neck as a leash. She will pull on it. She'll pull him back and go like, no, you come here.
Or a garrote.
Oh,
geez.
Yeah.
So she's taking out the silence.
She go rhyme like a pony.
Gosh, man. Well, that's how we're playing the game there, folks. This is wonderful. So thank you so much, Brian. That was a cool little ditty there.
That was fun.
Speaking of little ditty, I don't know where I'm going with this. Cindy, how you doing?
Wow.
Cindy, tell us about the companion you picked and why.
I picked Rose because Rose has a lot in common with my little sister.
Wow,
she's blonde and very gregarious, very outgoing, a bit of a daredevil. I could totally see my sister grabbing a chain and swinging out over a pit. My sister has been a stunt woman for a while, so she did crazy stuff like set herself on fire. So. And
for a movie, right? Not that she did something on the weekend. This is for a movie or a role or something like that, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. Just making sure. So she has your sister is a stunt woman. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Has she done any movie that we are familiar with, or
that I don't know. I know that she was in a traveling show for a while, and they would jump cars over things, and she was. Her car was set on fire at some point, and I never actually got a chance to see her because they didn't come into range of where I was. But yeah, she's done strange stuff. She was a roller derbyer and all kinds of fun stuff like that too. So Rose just strikes me as when I saw Rose in several of the adventures, like that's Nikki. That's totally Nikki.
And what's her derby name?
Aphrodite, mighty Aphrodite.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay,
that's pretty awesome.
Well, everybody, we have Rose Tyler to be the companion. She's walking down the street. The TARDIS materializes. Dave, let us know through the math rocks of destiny who she's going to be teaming up with.
Ooh, it's an 11.
It's an 11. Let's see who's 11 here. Got it.
Okay, can we just guess?
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this pair up is going to be very, very interesting. We're going to team her up with the second Doctor.
Awesome. Whoa. Boy, she'll be in a big surprise when she's
exactly.
Someone else.
That's you know what? I'm going to save that. Dave, give us the Rocks of Destiny. Who is the second Doctor and Rose going to be fighting off?
5.
Okay, there.
That's the downside to the 16-sided dice.
Okay. This is going to be an interest. I could see it. I can see this fight happening. This is kind of, hey, Nick Briggs, if you're watching this, go for it. So we got Rose and the second Doctor taking on the Weeping Angels. That is, wow. Okay, there. Cindy, what do you think about that? Rose and 2 are going to be taking on the Weeping Angels. What's with the?
Why didn't
because Cindy's supposed to talk, not me.
Okay, go for it, Cindy. Go for it. What do you think about it now? That Rose is going to be helping out the second Doctor take on the Weeping Angels.
Yeah, unfortunately, you picked a Doctor I'm not very familiar with.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
But
he plays the flute. He's okay. No, that's fine. That's cool. There. Melanie, I know you're jumping at the chomping at the bit there. What do you think about these two?
I find two to be very. If Cindy, are you familiar with? Are you familiar with the Seventh Doctor?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay,
that's
so
fine.
not really classical. Okay,
4, and then 9 and forward.
Okay.
Or 5.
So
Or 5 would be
so
good.
to me, like in my mind, 2 and 7 are they're more cunning. They're more sly like a fox. Hence why I'm doing this kind of thing. They were very 2's very much he's thinking at all times, and he would always kind of like start playing or whatever that just to kind of diffuse whatever was going on, or even make everybody else not see what he was thinking, or just kind of I always saw that as a device to buy himself more time. So I think that he would bring out the part of Rose that we're not used to seeing, and her mind, and seeing how she would interplay with, okay, we're gonna be more thinking about how are we going to, because I mean think about it with I think it's a great matchup because it's the Weeping Angels. It's not something that you're going to beat them out with their physicality. You're going to have to use your cunning. And I think the Second Doctor is actually a really good Doctor to be going up against a Weeping Angel. And I think Rose would either learn a lot from him, or we'd actually see a side of her we never really got to see before in the daring do, the adventure kind of stuff with the 9th and 10th Doctor that we saw.
I can
Melanie,
see the Second Doctor going, "Oh, Weeping Angels, Weeping Angels. Oh, very bad, very bad, very bad."
Yes.
You know what? And
the wheels are just going.
Let me add on to this too, because we've always seen Rose with 10 and 11, who are always go getter, go out there. I think the Second Doctor is more passive. So you're going to see a lot of conflict with Rose actually going, okay, what the hell are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? And she's going to be very, very. I see this in my mind. This has got to happen.
But I would
Fraser
pay
Hines and Billy Piper.
I would pay anything to be a fly on the wall when she's standing in front of the TARDIS expecting 10 to pop out, and it's the Second Doctor, and to her just go, "Who are you?"
Yeah, exactly.
Is your son here?
Exactly.
Oops, I did it again. It's just like, alrighty. Well, thank you, Cindy. That was awesome. That was totally awesome there. So let's go to, Melanie, I'm going to jump in because I'm going to bring you up to speed because I love who you picked. Christopher Chaffee says a recorder. The Second Doctor plays a recorder. Sorry to be
pedantic.
Recorder. He played a recorder. He didn't play the flute. A recorder.
The recorder.
It was a recorder.
But it's what he would have said. Oh, whatever.
Did someone just like shred something?
Yeah, this is somebody shred. Not me there. Not I.
Weird.
So, Melanie, you picked a companion that rarely gets attention, but he is just as good as anybody else out there. He just happens to be kind of the side guy. Yeah, but tell us about who you picked and why, Melanie.
He's like my 9th Doctor. We only got to see one season of him.
I know.
Although, we only saw one season of him. But we've seen him in some comics. We've seen him in reference. He was referenced in a photo of the 50th anniversary during the in the Black Archive. You saw a photo of him.
Yep.
I am talking about Harry Sullivan.
Whoa.
He to me is my proto Martha. He was also somebody who was a doctor and ended up leaving on their own accord. And he fought Sontarans. They both fought Sontarans. They both fought that was like the Daleks, and it was a third one that they were very actually similar. But I wanted more Harry. I loved Harry, even though the poor darling was always called an imbecile by our 4th Doctor. I thought he was amazing, but when they wanted Ian Martyr to come on as the companion, they were still thinking about hiring somebody a little older for the 4th Doctor role. So they needed somebody to play that younger, brash, doing all the stunts, blah blah blah. And then you've got the incredible Tom Baker, and then they're like, well, we already have somebody that's kind of that can handle the stunts, so we're going to just get rid of Harry. But I loved Harry. Yes, there was certain things that he could be a bumbling little fool, but he had just some really classic British isms to him that just kind of spoke past his years. Where he always called Sarah Jane old girl, which I was just thought was hilarious. Like she ain't that old. It's like and. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely just adored Harry. I mean, he's a doctor, he's smart, but I think he's that type of person that if you know the person that's very, very book smart, extremely intelligent, but might be a little dumb as a rock, kind of. But I mean, just naive. There was a naivety to him. But I always loved Harry, and I just wish there was more of that character. So when they did Doctor Who Scratchmen, we got more.
Yeah.
So
yes,
Harry, I want
Melanie,
more Harry.
did you ever read the Target book that they did, Harry Sullivan's War?
I didn't. I did not. I had
Ian
not.
wrote that
Not yet.
book, didn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't
he actually wrote that
Ian
book
wrote that
too.
book.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I think he did 2 or 3 of the old novelizations, in fact, when they were the Target.
So I know he himself was very, very much into the character and wanted to keep seeing more of it. But he never got it on TV. And he was only, I think, I don't know if he was the only character, but you're never going to see a photo of him inside the TARDIS. He went on the TARDIS to go on different adventures, but you're never going to see a shot of Harry inside the TARDIS. They never did it. So yeah, so who's he fighting? What doctor is he gonna open the TARDIS up, finally get inside, and actually go, oh look, here's an interior.
Well, when we return from this commercial break, we will see which doctor he's going to fight, because we've already used the 4th Doctor, so he's going to get a new doctor. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in, and become part of the legend.
Jackie Sonnenberg's My Soul to Keep is a ghost story rooted in the realities of actual cults. When 13-year-old Sky Monroe arrives at her new boarding school, all she can think about is death and connecting with the afterlife. Soon she discovers her school's spirituality group, the Guardians of Light, and they have a secret. They can speak with the dead, and the organization is a cult. But this isn't Sky's only problem. The campus house where Sky resides is haunted, and even the ghosts have an agenda. They intend on getting the souls they want. Filled with mystery and intrigue plucked straight from the headlines, author Jackie Sonnenberg's research and attention to detail give this ghost story an even more eerie atmosphere. Find My Soul to Keep on Amazon.com today.
This is Cosplay Michael with the Hanging With Love Show. I want to tell you about my friends at Embellis Effects in Orlando, Florida. They've got makeup, costumes, and props for all of your costume needs. And the team at Embellis Effects is helpful and friendly. Embellis Effects is one of my favorite places, and I know it will be yours too. I'll see you there. Or go to embelliseffects.com. And remember, cosplay is for everyone.
Alien invaders enslave Earth.
Unleashing hunters into the ruined wastes.
One young survivor struggles to elude their monsters, clinging to hope.
When he's stolen off the planet by a sarcastic starship AI, they pit their uneasy alliance against a treacherous galaxy.
Explore a whole new verse of barbarism and betrayal.
Wonder and adventure.
In the Scion series
by Michael J. Allen.
Beginning with Book 1, Scion Conquered Earth.
Available in print, ebook, and audio on Amazon.com.
That's actually my favorite sponsor commercial. Check out our friends and our family of sponsors, Doctor Who /Worlds Apart with an S, Doctor Who /Worlds Apart. And don't forget, Melanie, I got to remind everybody, if you sign in every day to the website, you get points. You get some stuff out of it too. What's that?
You get Pendax.
You get Pendax.
Like 10 Pendax a day. It's like a little kind of you get enough of them, it turns into money, which means you can buy more cards. So just kind of signing in. As long as you log in. Yes.
Yeah. And you do it every day.
Do it every day. You can, just keep doing it and charge it along. After a while, you'll have enough money just to buy a pack of extra cards.
Don't forget, we're going to be playing the game one day as soon as everybody spent their fortune on getting packs. And Nisha, I hate you. Doctor Who -worldsapart.com. I know legendary stuff. Welcome back to Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. We are doing Companion's Take on the WHOniverse. We are with Melanie right now, who had picked Harry Sullivan. So now it's time for the Matt Rocks of Dice there. We're going to decide which Doctor Harry's going to be fighting with this time.
6.
Let's see here. Scroll up. Wow. Okay. I've always thought of Harry as like book smart, and the Doctor being universal smart.
Yeah.
So who would be better to pair up to pair up Harry with another book smart Doctor?
Oh my God! Two bumbling giraffes running around trying to escape. This is the greatest story in the world. Oh my God! I've got to go. I got to start writing stuff.
So
it's hilarious. A total train wreck.
Wow.
This would be an absolute delight to watch.
So,
it would be
Math Rocks of Destiny. Harry and the 11th Doctor take on which villain? Let's see.
God, it could be anything.
5.
Okay, which is villain number 5? Okay.
What are they?
No.
What are these two delightful bumbling fools going against?
They're going to be taking on plastic. They're going to be taking on the Autons.
Oh Lord. Okay, so first of all, 11's going to have to explain plastic really, really, in the current state as it is to Harry, because it's the 70s and everything was plastic, this plastic, but it wasn't as all the chemical composition. I mean, you only had like 2 types of plastic, really, and everybody was, it was like the 50s. They were going crazy with plastic, and then in the 60s, blah blah blah. But it's, oh my Lord, it's going to be. I hope it's set now because it is the Autons. But could you imagine if it wasn't like this kind of plastic, where it's the old school kind of really hard shell plastics, and where they used everything during the 70s when everything was freaking plastic. There was no one's like, we're going to save a tree. We're saving trees. We're just going to keep using every type of chemical because we now know chemistry. So could you imagine all the different plastic things that were just everywhere in the world? Oh, that was everything. And it's being your Tupperwares, your everything from Fingerhut, your television casings. I mean, some of them were still wood, but still, there was everything that had plastic in it. Wood.
When I grew up, my parents put their sofa with plastic.
Sofas were plastic. So I could just see everything. If this was set more during Harry's time, this is just absolutely crazy. So I'm just so in my mind it's set during his time because that's just gonna be funny. He's with UNIT. They're trying to figure out why couches are eating people. And everything, people. Even the dining room table is folding up and just opening up and trying to smash people around. So just having this Doctor show up, trying to just fit in, as well as the 11th, sticks out like a sore thumb no matter where the heck he is. Trying to explain that he's the Doctor, let alone trying to explain that no, I'm number 11. And hashtag maybe 12. Meanwhile, Harry only knew 4. Wait a minute, you're which one? How many times did you die? I could just see Harry looking at him like, good Lord, and making fun of him being young. I just see so much witty banter going on, and that I can see. I live for this. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard. Big Finish, please.
Melanie was not interested. She was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And it's just like, now she's loving it.
I don't think she's passionate enough about this.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I would not be stopping at Store Mannequins because when we saw Autons in 9th range, we really only got, Store Mannequins for plastic. If it's during my old boy's time, everything would be attacking everything. It would be glorious.
No. Here's another thing. The action figures of the day were 8 to 12 inches.
Yes! Those Mego style, just gigantic.
Or G.I. Joe and Captain Action from the 60s.
Do you remember?
Exactly. I can't wait to see them use the Kung Fu grip on Harry or something. You know.
There you go. See? Yeah.
There you go.
These things just attacking people, which, yes, there was missile. I mean, these toys were gigantic and they didn't have safety. What? They launched these things right down the child's throat, which they did. And
Brian, I don't know.
Don't give people ideas, Melanie. Come on.
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember, like at zoos or planetariums, they had that huge mechanical plastic press? You could make a dinosaur, or you could make a brontosaurus. Yeah, I'm just like, oh my god, they're going to be weapons now. In Melanie's world, these are going to be weapons now.
Just think of all the Green Army soldiers.
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
Just think of all the plastic trees and plants and everything that could come out of it too.
Unit versus unit. Back to the top or where?
I'll tell you right now, a kitchen would be the most deadliest place. Just plastic everywhere.
Check out It's All Geek to Me Radio. Please sign up over there. James and everybody are there. Awesome. Christopher, Action Man, Auton, or G.I. Joe was equivalent in the USA. So, God, yeah, that's going to be. Are you listening to this, Nick Briggs? You're going to be loving this. Speaking of loving this, Mike, tell us about your companion and why you chose them.
My companion is one of my favorite companions of the whole series. I'm, of course, introducing Jamie McCrimmon from the Second Doctor. And Jamie is a unique character because he came in on his own. A lot of times, they have certain companions. This is at the Second Doctor era where they had already two companions with the Second Doctor who rolled over from the First Doctor era. And Jamie came in, and Jamie was the total fish out of water, which was great because he was a Highlander and he literally didn't know anything about spaceships. He didn't know anything about any kind of technology. And he was always so wide-eyed and innocent through the whole run almost that he did. He never became jaded. He never became corrupted. He was always loyal to the Doctor all the way to the very end. He was forced to leave the Doctor.
Right.
Him and Zoe. And that
and only that, but wiped his memories of the Doctor.
Exactly. That he remembers meeting the Doctor, but he doesn't remember going off with the Doctor. And then it gets into the whole season B, thing that they did. Why was the Doctor and Jamie and the two Doctors, type thing, and that's a whole nother can of worms. But I think he would be, accepting whichever Doctor he would meet. Oh, it's the Doctor, type thing.
Right. Well, he knows about the regeneration, especially the 5 Doctors, I think. Well, maybe he doesn't. No, that was
in the 5 Doctors. It was a hologram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he did meet the 6th Doctor.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of which, Dave, let's give him a Doctor. And since 2's already out of the equation,
do we already pick 4?
We can pick 4. I mean, we would just go to the next number if that's the case.
I thought it was 16.
Right.
Well, there are, but
now here's the fun thing. Even though the Doctors had many regenerations, I may have gone outside of that a little bit, just a wee bit. So you know what I'm talking about, Mike? You know what I'm talking about, Mike? So Jamie is probably going to deal with another human.
Yes.
My Doctor.
The Doctor Who, the Peter Cushing Doctor. So Jamie's going to meet a Doctor he's not familiar with, possibly. At least in the Doctor's timeline, it's going to be the Peter Cushing, the 2-movie Doctor Who there. So, who are they fighting? Who are they fighting with, Dave?
4 again.
4 again? Okay, well, we're just going to do 4s. All right. Hang on
we're
1
going with
second.
the 4s.
Oh, Jesus. God. Really? Oh, my God.
This sounds fun. This sounds promising. Come on.
Oh,
Come
Melanie.
wait.
Yeah, this is...
Me and Brian are ready to do this.
Yeah.
Neither of them stand a chance. Neither of them stand a chance. Missy would have both of them
So
wrapped
talk to us,
around her
Mike. What do you
pinky.
think about that little team up with the Earthbound Doctor and Missy going at each other.
God.
For once, I think the Doctor doesn't stand a chance.
No, Doctor does not stand a chance, and Jamie would just be, Jamie would just be charmed by her, and he might
end up going with her. Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Thanks, James.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Say something nice. What's wrong with you? How needy are you?
Exactly. There's something about her I don't trust, Doctor. But
you would just
see a nice cup of tea.
TARDIS. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. You just see her TARDIS flying in the middle of nowhere next to a black hole. The door opens, and then Jamie just flies right into the black hole.
Oh, Jamie, would you mind going over there to grab that for me? Exactly.
Speaking of.
So it was awesome, like almost in like the army, the Cybermen episode with the one companion that Missy had, who was like, woo, with the Doctor and everything. That would be probably Jamie's role. She would just like sit there looking really pissed off and just shoot Jamie or something, like and vaporize him.
I made a gun out of leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
she would say that to him too. Just remember that. Speaking of which, folks, we're heading into our final break. When we return, Dave and I are going to give our final takes on our favorite companions and which doctors and villains they're going to be fighting with. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tune in, and become part of the legend.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Flaw, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Experience Samara's adventure as she imagines the people around her change into friendly cartoon animals right before her eyes. Journey with her in this poetic tale, My Cartoon Imagination at School.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
Experience Samara's adventure as she imagines the people around her change into friendly cartoon animals right before her eyes. Journey with her in this poetic tale, My Cartoon Imagination at School.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend. As you can see, we have a big family of sponsors, including CityKepp at CKOEPP.com. Check out author Cindy Kemp and all of her books out there. And also Doctor Who Worlds Apart. We have a ton of family of sponsors. If you want your product, your business to join us, please write to Sage or myself at hangingwithshow.com. That's HANGIN-WithShow.com. And if you haven't had a chance already, please go ahead to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. We're almost to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Will push us to the next level, and we appreciate everybody who's joined us and subscribed. We appreciate everybody who's going to be joining us and subscribing. Speaking of subscribing, Dave's up next. Welcome to back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS for everybody. We're going to get to your chats too, and later on in the after party, if you want to bring up your favorite companion, we'll put them into the Math Rocks of Destiny. Now, Dave is the reason why I have to put limitations on things or really think about.
Lord.
So, Dave, tell us about who you picked and why. Technically, I'm going to say I don't think this person has flown into the TARDIS. And that's usually
television.
But I let it pass. Go ahead, Dave. I'll let you explain why. Who this person is.
If I keep looking over here, it's because I do have two screens going because of the second camera. It's very weird for me.
Fine.
Face the microphone. Face the microphone.
Face the microphone.
There you go.
So everyone's all hyped about Marvel with Jimmy Woo, the FBI agent that was like a background character who's now like a major character, and everyone wants more of him.
Yeah,
that happened to Doctor Who. Mags, the Vulcan werewolf from the Psychic Circus, the greatest show in the galaxy. She went on to be a full companion in Big Finish Audio.
That's right, she did. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's why I let it slide. Because
she was not on television as in the TARDIS. She did continue to travel with the Good Doctor for several shows with Big Finish, and had a really neat plot arc because she's not just a person. Mm-hmm. She's the strangest werewolf you'll ever see. I'm not sure what they were thinking with that. Christian, do you have that second picture of her?
I don't, unfortunately. I just because I have a ton of pictures.
They did a very strange makeup thing. It's like she's like green with like
Nosferatu
fangs,
and that's such a disappointment on like a Doctor Who, because there's a lot of companions out there that they just kind of had the one-off episode and never really explored. And I've always, honestly, she's one of them. I'm glad Big Finish picked her up out there. So the Doctor has a werewolf companion for help if needs to be there. So Dave, without further ado, actually, 7th Doctor's still out there, so hopefully she might get
11.
11. All righty. Let's see what we got here.
Wasn't 11.
11. Let's see who. Oh, well, if you're going to have werewolf, have something Victorian, of course.
Of course.
The 8th Doctor, very compassionate guy. So I think they would hit it off pretty well.
It's be interesting. Yeah.
He would know her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And they both spent most of their time in the TARDIS, not on television.
There you go.
True. And what do we got there?
And 12.
12. Okay. Cybermen. They'll be taking on the Cybermen. The 8th Doctor and Mags will be taking on the Cybermen. So what do you think about that matchup there, Dave?
That Cybermen are always an interesting one because they do. I mean, it's kind of the same storyline most of the time. You have to kind of take the story away from the Cybermen anytime you deal with them, because it is just they're the same thing,
right?
Revamped. They're not my favorite villains because of that. I
have a question about the companion because I'm not familiar with her at all. Is she always a werewolf? She's more. Tell me a little bit more about her character.
So she is human-ish, as you can see in that picture. Yeah. And if she loses control, she sees moonlight. To the point where the Psychic Circus actually had rigged up basically a fake moon spotlight.
Okay.
That would force her to change.
Okay. So what if, just throwing it out there, what if the Cybermen went to find wherever her and her race of people are and tried to convert them to Cybermen, and you had a werewolf brain in your head? What would happen to the Cybermen?
Would that just be K9 again?
Full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Come on, plot bunny. Do this.
That's interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting. I would actually really be interested to see what would happen with a Cyberman werewolf. Do they suddenly like transform her into
Does it quell it? Does it cure it? And maybe the people who are werewolves want to be cyberized because they figured, well, I'm not going to become a werewolf anymore.
Yeah.
Or do they?
That is a plot line that is some of the Big Finish. They would go into a little bit of that, just not with the Cybermen. So that could be fascinating. I'm just picturing like a robotic, cyber wolf.
Cyberwolf. Well, I mean, there was that in the Timeless Children. It was the Master converting Time Lords into Cybermen, becoming Cyber Time Lords. So why not Cyber Werewolves?
They keep them,
going to the next level. And
I forget about that. No,
but then the question is, how does that impact? Like I said, when you've got the moon factor in there, would that just completely mess up the Cyberman mojo, if you will, because suddenly you're very distinct, and now you've got the animalistic coming out, and we know
Well,
even just human
removing
emotion starts
emotions.
buggering with them, and now you just take that to an even further extreme. I think that would just kind of blow up in the cyber face. As soon as they transformed, I think it might look cool, but I think it would really mess with the Cyberman mojo.
Everybody's brain is just
strange.
Everybody's
Strange.
quiet on this one.
Yeah, we're all like, Mr. Briggs, I've long been a fan of your work.
Mr. Briggs, you know this character better than everybody.
Well, there we go.
Cyber werewolves, man. Come on.
Cybermen berserkers. Okay, yeah.
This is when they go find a bunch of Vikings.
We're at the end of the show, so it's my turn.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to... I almost want to let you guys decide.
Bye, guys.
Because, well, this one is a little bit harder than I expected, because I really pulled in somebody that nobody even mentions nowadays. And not only that, I pulled in...
More so than when Dave's companion was?
But well, believe it or not, this is a very...
sir.
It's a very famous companion. The problem is I never hear... Oh, hi there. There goes Mike. I never hear much about this companion at all, except that this companion should actually have their own series. So I'm going to give you my runner-up, and then I'm going to give you the winner. But my runner-up was, of all things, Romana, but not just any Romana, the third Romana from Big Finish, Juliet Landau. I would like to see what's going on with Romana and, just get into the makeup things. But for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and say somebody who just recently became my favorite companion, which is very hard to do to replace Sarah Jane Smith. But I do have to say, where is he? Darn it. Nardole.
Ooh. Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nardole, because he turned me around. Matt Lucas, when I first saw him in Husbands of River Song, I was like, oh, God. And when I heard that he was coming back, I was like, no, please don't. I mean, I did not even like him in the Husbands of River Song. And what turned me around was the map room scene where the bad guy's holding the gun, shoot us in the back type deal. But before that, the Doctor's going like, oh, okay, they're going to try to take over the capitals of the world. And Nardole walks in. What was he eating? I forgot what he was just eating something.
He was eating sushi.
He was eating sushi. He goes, no, they're not. And that was the start of something brilliant that I think finally got streamlined during that season. And I'm going to even argue to this day, I think if we started with Nardole instead of Clara, yeah, sorry, Brian. If we started with Nardole, I think we would still be talking about Capaldi to today. I think those two hit it off so well that it harkened back to the buddy system with the second Doctor and Jamie, that it was fun. It was fun to watch, and they bantered off each other so well. But Nardole knows when to stop with the space god. He goes and pokes the hornet's nest when he goes and says things like, I have permission from your wife to kick your ass. And, and then all of a sudden when he's walking away from the ghost and his girlfriend, he doesn't want to explain why he's sad of all that. Nardole turns around, waits for the Doctor to leave, and explains who River Song is to them. So he knows that the space god, I mean, that scene where he's just flying and he's in that outfit from Egypt. and the Doctor's just playing with it, trying to get control of the TARDIS, and Nardole just bats his hand away. So those two just work out so well together. And speaking of which, I'm ready. Let's put Nardole to the case there.
One.
Got it. So Nardole is going to team up. Wow. Okay. This is going to be completely opposite from Capaldi. It's going to be it's going to be Nardole and 5.
Wow.
Nardole and 5 working together.
You're
and
relentless against that celery stalk. Yes. It will never be a joke at any minute until it's off of him and thrown in the garbage.
I see Nardole eating it off his.
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
I see him walking with peanut butter, grabs the celery, and starts eating.
I could see him seeing it right off the bat, going, "Oh, you brought me a snack," and then eating it.
But I've always seen Nardole is
Good
like
work.
it was Nardole was, you know, the 12th Doctor is the insane one. Nardole's kind of like the straight man. Now it's reversed. Nardole's going to be the insane one, and 5 is going to be the straight man. And so, how's that differentiate? How that going to differentiate? So, Rock of Destiny 9. So 5 and Nardole are going to be fighting. Well, I was. I was. They're going to be fighting the Daleks. I really wanted something to. It's not that I don't like the Daleks. I really love the Daleks. It's just like another Dalek story there.
No, because any monster you'd put those two against, it's going to be a vaudeville routine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'd be like, Abbott and Costello meet the Daleks. That's what this would be.
I could just see 5 going, never mind him. He doesn't talk for me.
Yeah, and I'm thinking very Hope and Crosby, like the Road to Gallifrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they come in on a camel's back, then it would be okay.
You nailed it. You nailed it, Mike.
I do. They'll be too busy arguing with each other that the Daleks are going like, okay, are we having a fight, or are you fighting amongst each other? So I could see that team up. That would be totally awesome there. That would be great then. Wow. So folks, for those of you listening onto the audio portion of our show, we've come to the end of the episode. We hope you enjoyed there. For those of you who are watching on our YouTube, Facebook page at Wizard World, we're going to continue on for another half hour. You can actually talk to in our chat. Type in our chats if you want to bring up a companion. I've got a few honorable mention companions that we could throw out there in just a moment, but we want to thank every one of you, all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Brian, you have a show coming up there since everybody's live right after the show. Brian, can you tell everybody where you're going to be hanging out to so that they can follow you? Literally.
Well, thank you.
Your house.
Should you want to follow me, right? But who can resist me, right? Anyway, and I am proud of my humility. But anyway, yes, you can follow me on Facebook. I have my own YouTube channel that is trailing behind Christian, but I'm glad for the boy. But you can still subscribe to mine while you're at it. Plus, I'm part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and you can also find me on Amazon. But check out the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We've got 7 days a week of entertainment and information, and including Clever Title Pending, where I will be next. So thank you for letting me be here, Christian, Melanie, and all you guys. It's been a joy as always.
All right. And do us a favor, as always. I love it when you do it. Ride us out.
With pride. Thank you very much for watching Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe what you see here on YouTube, and be sure to definitely subscribe to the channel so Christian can hit 1,000. And as always, folks, remember, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Thank you for watching The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
And for those of you just staying, thank you. Thanks for joining us there. And I wanted to make an announcement. I didn't get a chance to do it on the show, but I just wanted to make everyone aware. And this is the picture of the day of the Traveling TARDIS there. Today, March 30th, is the birth date of Vincent van Gogh. Not Tony Curran, but Vincent van Gogh. And It is his birthday day. He would be over 100 something. I didn't really calculate it before the show, but there is Tony holding the Traveling TARDIS, insisting that he put his fist up the TARDIS. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's the way it came out there. So,
it's Defiance.
It is Defiance. Yep. Doctor Who and Defiance together there. So I do have honorable mention companions unless there's somebody in the chat that wants to bring up some other companions that we may have missed there. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we lost
Melanie.
Now we got Melanie back.
Yeah, I was going to say, crazy outfit is gone.
Do we have
my
anybody?
Wi-Fi flickered, so I stopped him. Let me just remove myself until it comes back on.
No, you're fine there. And we want to say hello to Matt Mobile 777. Now that's from Twitch. Hey there. Thank you for joining us from the Twitch channel. And it's all geek to me. I'm going to bring this up. James Enstall over at It's All Geek to Me Radio. Green Nardole and Bill are my favorite TARDIS team there. Is she related to Martin Landau? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is it Daughter. Yeah,
daughter.
Got it there. Yes. So Christopher, yes, she is related to the great Martin Landau. That she is the daughter of him there. So this is actually cool. So if anybody wants to join up into the chats of any of the companions that we have missed there, Donna Noble. Well, guess what? She is actually one of the people for. So yeah, she's one of our honorable mentions that didn't get a mention. So Dave, let's go ahead and see where Donna ends up. Who is she going to be fighting with, and who is she fighting?
She was my number 2.
3.
Got it there. Let's see.
Please tell me it's 12.
What's that?
Tell me it's 9.
I want her and Capaldi
together. So
I want her and the War Doctor.
Oh no! Better than 12. Much better than 12. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh dear God.
Yes. Big Finish. I need this.
Are you listening, Nick Briggs? Because we know you have Catherine Tate and Christopher Eccleston. So yeah, make that happen. Make that pair up happen. Oh, Dave, who are they fighting?
4 again.
4 again. Okay, so
just shift off.
It's just going to be a shift off. So 4.
Twice.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I don't know if the current incarnation, it might be the other incarnation, but they're going to take on the Ronnie.
The Ronnie.
Right. Oh, nice.
That would be a nice little. Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about banter?
Everyone's just shouting at one another, demeaning each other. Everybody's just you're belittling. It's going to be so much belittling.
But we're talking about the Katie O'Mara Ronnie. I mean, if she were still around, oh my God, that banter would be incredible. Those 3 going, Donna and just the Ronnie just going completely nutso off each other there. That's beautiful. So thank you for that.
Any of her nonsense.
No,
gotta wonder if the Ronnie would make a
nonsense there.
Take a ginger cheap shot after all the stuff she did with her.
Oh, she would say something like, "I thought I was the one who had no soul." So like,
wow.
So yeah, not bad for a selection there.
The entire show would be a roast.
If there's any suggestions in the chat, bring them up over there. But I wanted to do this for Mike. I got this one in particular for Mike. Yep.
Uh-oh.
I just want to see where this is going to go.
Oh no.
Adric.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. So Adric somehow manages to survive the crash.
Poor Adric.
Maybe. And
another doctor comes and saves him. So who is that doctor?
3.
Exactly. 3. Okay, we got
TARDIS
3.
Whose TARDIS hopefully goes in there and rights the wrong?
Let's see who goes right in the wrong. What's that?
Well,
it's not 4.
No, I'm saying it's probably B4, which would make no sense.
This would probably make sense in a way.
Uh-oh.
War Doctor.
Oh my God.
Wow. I'm not exactly sure why he would pull Adric out of there.
I don't know.
But he pulled Adric out.
Adric as fodder against the Daleks. What do you
mean? You're not Tegan.
Tegan.
I got the wrong thing there.
So
go ahead.
Adric and the War Doctor.
Wow.
I don't even. I see. To me, it would be the War Doctor would have had to probably pulled him well before Adric even traveled with the 5th Doctor. So, because in my mind, I'm thinking the only time that you're going to be able to grab Adric is either A, while he's plummeting to the oh God, or before he's even met the Doctor. So maybe it'd be pre.
Let me introduce this because I mentioned this in a previous episode. Maybe this might connect the dots. I had mentioned that Christopher, the 9th Doctor. Remember when what is his name? Craig, the guy that was following the 9th Doctor, had all the pictures. The insane guy, Clive. Thank you, Clive.
Yes.
He had all these pictures of the 9th Doctor, but if you notice, they're always in tragic areas.
Yes, they're all fixed points.
They're all fixed points. The Titanic, Krakatoa, the murder of JFK.
Exactly.
So I assumed when I was coming up in my little mental canon that the 9th Doctor was looking back on to try to get a handle on the moment by looking at other disasters that took place. Because he just had a major disaster in his life. He watched his planet blow up by taking out the bad guys. So
which all these new Big Finish audios that we're getting is at that point. So this is happening right after the 4 Doctor regeneration and before Rose. So this is right there in that little wheelhouse.
Nice.
So I thought maybe if that is the case, then maybe the War Doctor was sympathetic to Adric, and maybe he had a change of heart, because remember, he drops the Doctor moniker. So he might have come around and said, I'll try it. Let me see what happens. I'm at this point, I've already destroyed most of the universe anyway, taking out the Daleks and taking out races and stuff. Hey, why not just save Adric and see what happens?
That's a little light genocide.
Yeah, exactly. At this point there. So I do see some in the comments. Did anybody make any suggestions? Oh, right.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. One.
Okay.
Did
anyone pick Ace?
That was my second choice.
Ace was mine also.
Yeah.
Got it. Dave, I don't have a picture of Ace.
You guys would pick her too.
I don't have a picture of Ace, but let's roll for Doctor.
Let's do Ace, and then because there's 3 of them.
Wow. Okay.
What do you pick? Which Ace would you pick? The actual TV Ace, or like the modern, new, older Ace?
TV Ace.
TV Ace.
I want her swinging for the fences.
Got it.
5.
5.
She swung for the fences in her book.
Well, it makes sense. I meant this totally makes sense because she wrote about this. So
that would be awesome.
And there's the book, everyone.
There's the book.
For this one, if you want older Ace, please watch. There it is. Yes, watch a child at childhood's end.
At childhood's end. I got
the ass part was throwing me off.
So 13 and Ace team up together, and they fight
1.
Dogs.
They
fight dogs.
You know what? This might be actually a good story. Why not? Why not?
Oh, that would be awesome.
They take on the Zygons. Could you imagine one of them converting to being Ace and screwing with 13? And just messing with her, just that whole thing that was in the. Remember, if anybody's read or heard the audio for at Childhood's End, I just remember harking to the scene that they were sitting in the car together, and they're having that moment, that weird, strange moment that they're having together there. So,
and for a self-plug, we reviewed at Childhood's End. We had Sophie Aldrich on talking about the book before it was released, and we had her on again afterwards. So we're going to talk about the book a little bit too. So
there you go.
It's delightful.
So go watch.
So who's the another companion we got there, Melanie? Who's the next one up?
You already did Nardole. You did Nardole. But what about Bill?
Bill? Give me a roll there.
13.
13. She's teaming up with. Go for it.
Oh,
yes.
Beautiful.
Ruth Doctor.
I love it.
Dr. Ruth. And who are they fighting? Dr. Ruth and Bill Potts.
5.
5.
Ooh.
They are fighting. Well, this is interesting. Okay, fine. Sylvine.
Farting monsters.
I don't know how those two got together to take on the Sylvine, but there we are. There we go. Bill Potts.
I'd gladly watch a scene with Joe Martin and Annette Badland just
that's true.
Going the full drama.
That would be awesome.
Not like from the very first 9, but like the second one, like in Boomtown, that kind of the heavy hitting kind of stuff. So I think that would be fun.
There you go. Who is the third companion we had on the list?
Hopefully not going to get strangled by her doctor.
Oh, maybe he's
she's already going to be happy.
He's still available. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Dave,
15.
roll. 15. Okay. This is going to be an interesting banter fight right there.
Wow.
Harry and the first Doctor. Wow.
Well, the first Doctor didn't even know that he strangled her, so that's a good starting point.
That's true, but
he's not going to harbor any resentment.
He's going to slap her
more than he does for everything.
I know, right?
Who are they fighting there, Dave?
First Doctor.
7.
7. And we go. Well, if you know your classic Who, they're going to take on the Monk.
Oh, that's awesome. That awesome. Well, the Monk basically
this would be an
was
interesting
the first
banter.
Doctor's master. So.
Yeah, that's true. That was the original Master before the Master.
Exactly.
And in the role-playing game, that was said that the Monk became the Master after he regenerated.
Yeah, that's true.
The old Fossa game.
Ooh.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Good grief. Got it there. So Perry, the first Doctor, and versus the monk. This is getting really, really good. I like
People getting
this thing.
strangled.
Do we have anybody? Do we have any other companions? Brian. Oh, you're Brian.
Brian's out of here.
Yeah, Brian's got to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
bye,
Brian.
everyone.
Go check.
I've got to
follow
go
him.
also,
Watch the
guys.
show.
Take care, everyone.
Mike's got
I've got to go
shows.
also. We got Recorder Station
Good to
Who
see you
tonight.
already.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye, Mike.
So I got a
kids.
couple more honorable mentions. Which one is?
We did see them. I see all messages saying, "Did you guys know that David Tennant's dad appears in The Unicorn and the Wasp?" And the answer is yes. He, Sandy McDonald, was, I think, like a bellman, or like he was like one of the attendants. He's like, not a butler, but at the party he was all just decked out in a suit. So I knew that.
I brought these out here because if we had a little bit more time, I wanted to explore some companions that may not have had a full chance. And one of these companions, Graham, he'll bring the sandwiches. Okay, we'll do a Graham. Yeah, let's bring up Graham. Dave, who's Graham teaming up with?
4.
Does he have sandwiches? You picked 4. How many 4s do we get?
A lot.
Re-roll when you get a re-roll when you get a 4.
He definitely gonna need some sandwiches with this guy.
Throw him in his hat.
That's
my god. There we go. There.
I was just gonna look at us.
Just
Early 7, like the really clowny 7. No, 15.
15. This is going to be interesting. The Clockwork Droids.
Oh, good lord!
7.
They don't need sandwiches. They can keep them for themselves.
I know.
Are they on the ship?
They could be.
If it's the Clockwork Droids, I mean, are they on the ship? Is it going to be just the droids show up somewhere else completely?
It's a possibility. Or the Clockwork Droids that ended up in France somehow managed to resurrect themselves. I have no idea. Or communicate. I have no idea. But there we are. They're going to be fighting in the Clockwork Droids. So we got Graham there. I wanted to do this companion for the longest time.
That was my third pick. Wilf.
Because he was only like in, 3 episodes maybe, and
Still,
one of them
he was a 10 companion. He was awesome.
Give me a roll, Dave. Who's Wilf going to be taking on?
Yes, Wilf.
16.
16. Okay. Well, I mean, we're running out of doctors.
Wilf and the third Doctor.
That would be an interesting discussion out there.
They could talk cars.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun with cars.
Because that's the bad thing. Wilf's whole thing is that I mean, he was a stargazer. He was a amateur astronomer. He loved looking up at the stars. And the first time he met the 10th Doctor, he was like, "Oh my God, I'm shaking an alien's hand. This is amazing." That kind of thing. Third Doctor was grounded. So it's
some of the time, but he was trying to get off the planet, and
trying. So maybe even then there'd be kind of a neat little connection of Wilf knowing the Doctor and meeting the third. I would think that would be, and then helping him trying to get, back away from the Doctor. It'd be kind of weird to try and think in the timeline. Would Wilf have already met the Doctor and everything and then meet the third, which I think would be kind of better since, I don't know, because last time Wilf saw the 10th Doctor, he was dying and he knew he was dying.
Yeah.
Well, at least when he walks into the TARDIS, he's going, "Yeah, this is cleaner now."
Nice.
A little too clean now. Yeah, what are those round things?
Round things.
And who are they fighting there, Dave? Who are 3 and Wilf fighting?
1. I'm not going to say 4 again.
If it lands on 4, just come up with another number in your head.
Well, it makes sense. This happened during Pertwee's time, the Ice Warriors.
Oh, Ice Warriors.
Ice Warriors versus Wilf.
Wolf's a wily old man. He's
going to go, it's aliens! It's aliens!
I know, right? Alien-looking aliens? Yeah.
No one could have believed.
How about K9?
K9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll throw in a K9 over there. The thing is, I think we've exhausted all the Doctors, and unfortunately, I don't know why, but 6 disappeared off the pit.
We never saw 6.
Yeah,
I saw 6 on the screen because you had 6 up during the.
Okay, yeah, I did have 6. So actually, it would be K9 and 6,
So we have to check this though. Hold on. We got to roll this. It is going to be K9 Mark 1.
K9 Mark 1. Okay.
Okay.
So it's the first one, Leela's doggy dog.
I'm looking at this going, well, there's
10.
10. Okay. Wow. Okay. Them.
That's more or less what Mags looks like, just for the record, right down to the green light.
Really?
Yes, that is just
she
wilder
does.
hair.
You know what? Let me see if I can find her. Hold
They
on.
just couldn't figure out how to do a cheap werewolf. Because honestly, with all
They
the
had
fur and
absolutely no
asbestos
budget.
Yeah, it was just
werewolves
very
can be
strange.
hard to do.
And
Vampire
she was a
would be easier.
one-off, really. I mean, it was, she was never intended to come back. Werewolf was a bit of a
just
as close as you could get at the time.
Little Halloween shop.
Is there a companion that you wish had longer tenure than what they had out there?
Yes.
Ace?
Harry. I thought I made that abundantly clear. Harry.
Oh gosh, I can't get Mags for
Honestly, Bill and Nardole. I would have. Sorry, Brian, but he's not here. But yeah, I think Clara could have just jumped off.
The first
I
two.
did not like her after. I didn't like her with 13.
After Smith.
Yep, after Smith, been like, okay, here's the day of the doctor. Okay, we're done, and it just.
It worked for about the first episode and a half. Like it worked when he first regenerated, and he was the cranky old man doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And they started kind of pushing the Impossible Girl buttons a little bit, just leading into Missy coming in, and then it just kind of went.
I think it should have been a lead into where she said goodbye. I think after after Danny
Pink
died, she should have left.
She should have left before Danny Pink ever existed, quite frankly.
Well, I feel bad.
Or that he was the reason. She's like, you know what? I'm just going to try having a go at the slow path. So met this guy. He's kind of cool. We're both school teachers. We're good. Bye. And then Bill shows up and would have been the greatest thing in the world. And then Nardole.
Speaking of
there's
Max.
Good Lord.
Right? Now switch back to the other picture you just had up there.
Same thing.
Where is she?
Wait, go back.
Okay. That wasn't the one I meant, but yeah, that's her. That's her.
The other green one. No, do the other green one.
Yeah, do the other green
one. The last one that you just did.
The last one that I just did?
Yes, what you just previously did. That.
Oh. Okay.
So hold on. They were able to afford contacts?
So it seems.
Thank you. At that time? Which is kind of scary because then I'm wondering.
That had to be like that was the greatest show in the galaxy had some fun stuff, right? Because they had to.
Yeah.
They had all the clowns, they had the circuit, they had a lot of stuff going on in that episode.
But
or in that story arc.
Add some fur.
I would be surprised if they were like, "Oh, we found these in a trailer somewhere. Here, take these." We dipped them in alcohol before we gave them.
Just for the record, she is the same actress. Does play her in Big Finish.
Okay,
but is also the voice of Queen Elizabeth II. In the
okay
the 10th Doctor episode, where you just get her voice. But she voices her. I'd have to look it up now.
I can't remember that one. Why is my brain not working?
No, that's fine. It's.
Oh, one thing I know when we were talking about Jamie McCrimmon, that was always a callback with the 10th Doctor during Tooth and Claw when he put on the Scottish accent. He took the name of James McCrimmon, or I think he actually said Jamie McCrimmon. So he remembered him.
He does. Well, it wasn't the Doctor lost the memory. It was everybody else. It was Jamie and.
Well, no, what I'm saying is the Doctor, well into the 10th.
Yeah.
Generation had remembered him fondly, or at least to quickly grab his name and become a Scotsman.
I would love to.
David Tennant just got to use your own accent for a while.
That was a comment. Yeah, I would love to see Donna and 12.
I know.
Voyage of the Damned.
Anyone, just Donna sassing everybody.
There's actually an online audio that somebody did. It was a fan audio, but it sounds so good. I wish I remember the title, but somebody it's a fan made audio for the 9th and the 12th Doctor, and they get together. And whoever did it brilliantly because it was when the two of them get together, the 12th Doctor is consoling the 9th Doctor. Like, trust me, you're going to be a better person than you think you're going to be. I thought that was an interesting take on that. I wish I could find the audio, but it's out there somewhere on somewhere on YouTube. But it was a great audio, just the way that they led up that 9 and 12 would get together in a story, and apparently they were in the same place in 2 different times, and they found out that they affected each other. So it was so cool there.
That's the great thing with a lot of stuff with the Doctor Who license, is that even though we were, using the dice in this game for this episode, we were having fun, comparing, contrasting what, different personalities and which doctors and which companions would kind of mix and match. All this stuff has been done in Big Finish. That's been done in the Titan comics, where my boy Harry Sullivan did meet Rose and Jack and the 9th Doctor. So you can kind of see all these fun things, and in like the Target novels or just anything out there. So you can kind of, go out there, look at different mediums other than just, the TV show that's coming out, when it does, how it does on BBC America, BBC, whatnot. So go out there, go search. You can find these. Otherwise, go on like Teaspoon and an Open Mind or Archive of Our Own and read all the billions of fan novels and stuff like that, or that of people taking the characters and playing in the sandbox. There's some really good stuff out there.
And I think that's a show you could only do with Doctor Who. I don't know if you can do it with any other show that just takes it out. I mean, there's now audio. They just released the trailer for Eric Roberts' Master, which I never thought I'd see the day where he would go back and do a Big Finish audio to expand on his Master. And I know for the longest time, Paul McGann has been nagging him to go, you know what, you should expand on the Master. I thought that the two of them would be together, but so far they haven't done it together, but they should. Carl Witzman says Donna would make a snarky comment about the Ronnie shoes and would look down and Donna would her socks. So I'm just like, great.
Yep.
Soccer. Exactly. Soccer. And I put her socks on. Soccer.
And Joshua Bullock, the 60th anniversary should have 3 doctors in it. The 12th from the 8th series, then the 12th Doctor from the 9th series, and the 12th Doctor from the 10th series.
The Professor Doctor, the rock star
Doctor,
and the cranky old man Doctor.
I'm with
it. Sort of.
The 3 faces of Capaldi. And then we would see
Nick Briggs.
My goodness, I don't know if anybody's seen it. The movie trailer for the Suicide Squad came out.
Yes, he's the thinker.
I know he's a thinker, but I saw somewhere that they did a TV spot version, and I posted this on the Traveling TARDIS Facebook page, that people were upset that Peter Capaldi didn't say a word in the movie trailer. So in the TV spots trailer, he does say something, but he goes, "That's suicide." That's all he says. I'm just like, come on, give him some more dialogue on the thing. That's just me.
Keep him wanting more.
Exactly.
Exactly, Carl. This was fun. This was very fun there. Cindy, before we go, tell everybody where they can find you and where they can get their books there, even though they've seen the commercial so many times on every episode. Hit them one more time.
All right. You can find all of my stuff at ckoepp.com. I'm currently setting up a shop there, so you can actually get them directly from me. And you can also get some of my amigurumi as well.
Yay!
Yay.
Buy her things. Everybody, go.
Buy lots of things. And speaking of buying lots of things, if you get a chance before we leave, go ahead and everybody go into your YouTube, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for our YouTube channel. We're going to hit 1,000 very shortly, and we are. It is awesome that everybody join on in. We just did the first episode of the Who Knew News. We're going to be doing a lot more exclusively for the YouTube channel. We got bits of the TARDIS that Dave makes up. It's basically the best of episode. So if you don't have time to watch the entire episode, you can watch a very short segment of the best of that episode, then check it out later on after you get a chance to watch it. So we want to thank everybody for supporting us. We want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody in the Wizard world, thank you so much for joining us out there. Join us facebook.com Wizard World. You can also check out the merchandise at the wizardworldvault.com.
So many awesome things.
I know.
You're saying stimulus checks might end up going to autographs and such on the wizardworldvault.com because, oh my Lord.
Hang on to that stimulus check. I'm hoping, I'm just going to say this right now. I don't want to lead on. but Wizard World and the Traveling TARDIS are working on something huge. And if it executes really well, we're going to be a big part of it. And we want to thank Wizard World should it come to its fruition. Don't forget to go to facebook.com, The Traveling TARDIS. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Please stay safe out there. Stay smart and wash your darn hands. Wear your masks. And just please stay safe and continue to become part of the legend. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day.